Our DNA is the living records of human history. Inside every cell, this spiral carries the story of where we came from. DNA is built from alleles, variations that make us unique.
One tiny change in a base can create a new allele.
Alleles shape our traits: eyes, hair, skin, and immunity.
From the hue of an iris to the curve of a curl, alleles guide diversity.
All alleles trace back to Africa, cradle of humanity.
In this land, the earliest humans carried our first genetic signatures. 200,000 years ago, Homo sapiens emerged here.
Families passed on survival, stories, and alleles to the next generation.
Each spark can vanish or survive across generations. Some mutations disappear without a trace. Others spread when they help humans survive. Sunlight drove alleles for protective dark skin pigmentation. Melanin-rich alleles shielded DNA from ultraviolet rays. High altitudes created alleles for efficient oxygen use. Red blood cells adapted to carry more oxygen. Different landscapes shaped different genetic solutions. Ice fields, deserts, and forests each carved human adaptation.
Mitochondrial DNA traces maternal lines called haplogroups.
This maternal DNA changes slowly, making it a perfect timekeeper. The Y chromosome traces paternal ancestry. The Y chromosome traces paternal ancestry. Together, they map humanity's family tree. Haplogroups are branches of a tree rooted in Africa. The oldest haplogroups still cluster in African populations. Mitochondrial Eve lived about 150,000 years ago.
She is not the first woman, but the last common maternal ancestor.
Y chromosomal Adam lived around the same time. His Y DNA is the shared paternal root of all men today. 70,000 years ago, humans first stepped beyond Africa.
This journey carried our genetic legacy into new lands.
Only a small band left, carrying just part of humanity's alleles. This genetic bottleneck would shape all future populations. The founder effect meant chance determined which alleles survived. Entire traits could vanish, while others spread worldwide. The first stop was the Middle East, a crossroads of continents.
Here, early communities adapted and exchanged alleles.
From this hub, haplogroup M spread eastward into India.
Its descendants would populate much of Asia.
Another branch, haplogroup N, moved into Europe.
These groups faced cold climates and scarce food.
In dim northern sunlight, lighter skin alleles spread.
This adaptation improved vitamin D absorption.
In Europe and Asia, humans met and interbred with Neanderthals.
This added new alleles to our genetic pool.
Further east, haplogroups diversified in China and beyond.
Adaptations here supported farming and population growth.
In Siberia, small groups braved the frozen north. Alleles for heat retention and fat storage grew stronger. Between 30 and 15,000 years ago, groups crossed Beringia. This migration brought humanity into a new world. Haplogroups Q and C carried these lineages into the Americas.
From this point, they spread across 2 continents. Populations expanded into deserts, jungles, and mountains. Each environment encouraged new adaptations. Some traits remained absent, like lactose tolerance.
Alleles for milk digestion never spread widely here. In isolated groups, genetic drift reshaped allele frequencies.
Some alleles vanished completely, while others became dominant.
Not all journeys moved outward. Some lineages returned to Africa.
These back migrations blended Eurasian and African haplogroups.
North Africa became a genetic crossroads of humanity.
Berbers, Egyptians, and traders shared alleles across generations. The Mediterranean carried haplogroups across the sea.
With every voyage, genes and cultures intertwined.
Gene flow also crossed the Sahara through trade routes.
Alleles traveled with salt, gold, and ideas.
Genes often spread alongside languages.
Our words and our DNA both tell of shared journeys.
Agriculture transformed allele survival.
Diet and lifestyle now shaped genetic futures.
In herding cultures, milk became a new food source.
Alleles for lactose tolerance spread across Europe and Africa.
In Africa, malaria shaped one of the most famous adaptations. The sickle cell allele protected against malaria's deadly bite. Epidemics across history changed allele frequencies. Immunity genes grew stronger, where survival meant resistance.
Trade routes carried not only goods, but genes.
Silk and spices traveled with stories, languages, and alleles.
The Atlantic slave trade forced millions across oceans.
Alongside suffering, new alleles were carried to the Americas.
Colonial expansion reshaped global haplogroups.
Families formed, blending ancestries in every land. In the modern era, travel accelerates genetic exchange. Cities have become meeting grounds of the world's haplogroups.
Today, populations carry a tapestry of blended haplogroups. Our alleles connect us across continents. Traits that once meant survival now travel freely worldwide.
Every child today inherits fragments of this shared journey.
Today, genetic testing traces our haplogroups with precision.
In the lab, machines read our DNA to reconstruct ancestry.
These tools connect families across continents. Haplogroup branches reveal our shared roots.
Allele maps show how we adapted to diet, climate, and disease.
From skin color to immunity, genes reveal human resilience.
Computer models replay 100,000 years of evolution.
They reveal the long journey of alleles across the globe. Every allele is a survival story, carried forward in us.
Our DNA binds past and present into one human story.
All haplogroups trace back to Africa, our common home.
Every branch of the tree of humanity shares this root.
The out of Africa theory unites us in a shared journey.
It tells of migration, adaptation, and survival.
We are one species, carrying many alleles.
Diversity is the strength woven into our genes.
Differences between us are adaptations, not separations.
Together, we form the full spectrum of humanity.
Together, we form the full spectrum of humanity.
Unity is encoded in our DNA.
Across ages, alleles carried the memory of survival.
Each adaptation became part of the human story.
From deserts to tundras, alleles shaped resilience.
Survival meant innovation, written in our genes. Every migration reshaped the genetic landscape.
And every landscape left its mark on us.
Through challenge, humanity found strength.
That strength lives in our alleles today.
Haplogroups show the paths our ancestors traveled.
They remind us of journeys that bind us all. Science reveals, but also humbles us.
For the story of DNA is the story of humanity.
We are more alike than different.
Our differences are threads in a single tapestry.
Out of Africa, we carried our hopes and genes. Into every land, we brought the same spirit of survival.
Today, alleles remind us of that ancient journey.
And haplogroups trace our roots to the heart of Africa. Unity is not an idea. It is biology.
Science confirms what humanity has always known.
Our genes are chapters in a single book of life.
A book still being written by each generation.
From Africa to every corner, our DNA unites us.
The Out of Africa story is the story of us all.
Each allele is a reminder of human adaptability. And each haplogroup is a path we have walked together. From survival came culture, language, and knowledge.
Alleles tell us we are one human family.
And that family began in Africa.
We left Africa as many small groups. But today, we stand as one global community.
Alleles remind us of our resilience. Haplogroups remind us of our unity.
Our journey is written in every strand of DNA.
The Out of Africa theory is not just history. It is identity.
It tells us that diversity is the face of humanity.
Our alleles, our haplogroups, our migrations, one story, one people. The story of humanity begins and continues together.